The apartment felt hollow after work. Boots kicked off by the door, grease still under my fingernails, back aching like I carried the whole damn building myself, while men in Oxy took credit for it upstairs. I dropped across the couch and let the television talk for me. News full of lies, politics full of lies, commercials selling happiness to people too tired to fight back. Then I saw it. WWE, Monday night, Raw. Haven't watched that stuff since the late 90s, back when life still felt loud instead of heavy. My nephew loves it though. Always talking about some guy named Randy Orton, telling me, "Uncle, he hears voices in his head." I almost changed the channel. Then I saw Vince McMahon standing in the ring, tailored suit, fake smile, looking like every boss I ever hated rolled into one body. A billionaire talking down to people who break their backs to keep his empire breathing. And standing across from him was Randy Orton, still as a statue, eyes cold enough to freeze the whole arena. No wasted movement, no smile. Just this strange emptiness, like he already accepted what kind of man he was. Then he started talking. About men like Vince using people while they're valuable, only to throw them away once the machine stops making money off them. About voices telling him the truth, because voices never lie. And sitting there in that dark apartment, I swear it didn't sound like wrestling anymore. It sounded real, like every overtime shift, every fake handshake, every good job that never came with respect. Vince stepped closer, still grinning, and Randy snapped. One motion. Fast, violent, like rage finally got tired of waiting politely. He slapped him down to the mat, ran the ropes, and drove his boot into the side of his skull. The crowd exploded. But Randy didn't react, didn't smile. He just stood there breathing, emotionless, while Vince laid broken at his feet. And for a second, with the TV light flickering across my living room, I understood him more than I wanted to. Not the violence, the exhaustion, the feeling of being so numb that anger becomes the only honest thing left inside you. I tuned in again the next Monday night, sitting in the same worn-out couch groove like it had become ritual. Work still chewed me up all week. Same boss, same fake smiles, same feeling that men like me are only respected when we stay quiet. But I wanted to hear him talk again. Randy Orton walked down to the ring slow, cold-eyed, shoulders loose, like a man already carrying the weight of every bad thing people expect from him. The crowd screamed his name, but he didn't react much. Just stood there motionless, holding the microphone like it offended him to even explain himself. Then he spoke. He said what he did to Vince wasn't because of voices in his head. No. It was because men like Vince need people like him to exist. A symbol, a reminder, a weapon. He said every working man knows the feeling of standing still while the world strips pieces off you. How you learn to shut your emotions down just to survive another shift, another bill, another humiliation. I became stoic, he said, because being human got in the way. That line hit me harder than the kick did. He talked about molding himself into something colder, less emotional, less forgiving. Because the world listens quicker to dangerous men than broken ones. And suddenly I understood the stare, the silence, the way he moved like he was disconnected from everybody around him. Randy wasn't trying to be loved. He wanted the less fortunate people, the tired people, the overlooked people, the people talked down to every single day, to hear his voice before they drowned in their own thoughts. He stood there in the middle of that ring like a man who sacrificed parts of himself just to become loud enough for the unheard to finally feel seen. And sitting there alone in my apartment, TV glowing against the dark walls, I realized I wasn't watching wrestling anymore. I was watching a man turn numbness into power. I missed the next show because my boss kept me 3 hours over again. Same cold office lights, same fake, "we appreciate your hard work" speech while my paycheck got carved apart by taxes before it even touched my hands. By the time I got home, I felt hollowed out, like a machine somebody forgot to turn off. But the following Monday, I tuned back in, and there he was, Randy Orton, standing in the ring with the world championship draped over his shoulder like it weighed nothing at all. Gold, power, recognition. But what shook me wasn't the title, it was the fact that nothing about him changed. Same empty stare, same slow movements, same emotionless face, like the world championship wasn't a dream come true, but just another burden added to his skin. That's when it hit me. They rewarded him for becoming feared. Not loved, not respected for kindness, feared. He punted Vince McMahon in the skull, became the company's villain, and somehow climbed higher than everybody else. And sitting there in my dark apartment, still wearing my work boots, I started understanding the ugly truth about the world. People only notice power when it frightens them. Good men get overlooked, quiet men get stepped on. But dangerous men get gold wrapped around their waist and called valuable. Randy lifted the championship slowly, the lights bouncing off the title while he stood there like a statue carved from exhaustion. And for a second, he didn't look evil to me. He looked like a man who realized the system only rewards you once you stop caring about being human inside it. In my dark apartment room, I pressed play on the old recorder while I sat there exhausted trying to explain why this song wouldn't leave my head. Randy Orton's theme played low through the speakers. I hear voices in my head. I paused it. Not because I didn't know the words, but because I finally understood them. The voices were never about insanity. Not really. The voices are doubt, pressure, bills stacked on kitchen counters, bosses smiling while they exploit you. The late-night thoughts that know more truth about you than your own reflection does. They counsel me. They understand. That line stayed with me. Because sometimes the only thing that feels real is the war happening inside your own mind. Not religion, not politics, not rules written by men who break them daily. Just that voice telling you something about this world feels wrong. I kept recording. You got your rules and your religion all designed to keep you safe? Safe from what? Thinking for yourself? Questioning authority? Seeing the cracks in the system? Because the second rules stop protecting people and start protecting power, you begin questioning everything you were taught to worship. And that's the hypocrisy of it all. The world sells morality while rewarding corruption behind closed doors. All the lawyers are defenseless, hiding behind paperwork because truth scares them. All the doctors are diseased, trying to heal others while rotting inside themselves. The preachers are all sinners, begging for forgiveness with blood still on their hands. And politicians? Politicians are the best liars money can buy. I leaned closer to the camera, eyes heavy from another sleepless night. Maybe that's why Randy connected with people like me. Not because he was evil, but because he stood in the middle of all the hypocrisy without pretending to be clean, cold, honest, dangerous. A man who understood that once you see behind the curtain, the voices never really stop talking to you again. The TV cut out right in the middle of Randy talking. 1 second his face was there, cold, still, eyes locked forward like he could see through people. And the next, there was nothing but static. Gray snow flickering across the screen, that sharp buzzing sound filling my apartment like the world itself had lost signal. I didn't move to fix it, didn't hit the remote, didn't curse at the cable company. I just sat there staring into the static like it was talking back to me. Because it didn't matter anymore. I understood him now. Every week led to this point. The exhaustion, the overtime, the taxes, the fake smiles from bosses, the feeling of becoming less human just to survive in a machine that doesn't care if you break. I finally understood why Randy moved the way he did. Why he looked numb. Why he stood so still. Why violence looked easier for him than pretending everything was okay. The static kept buzzing. And somehow, in all that noise, everything around me started making sense. The world isn't quiet. It never was. It's screaming constantly. Through advertisements, through politics, through empty promises, through people pretending they're fine while slowly collapsing inside. And for the first time in years, I could hear all of it clearly. Not just the world, myself. The thoughts I buried under work shifts. The anger I swallowed to stay employed. The loneliness I laughed off around people. The exhaustion of waking up every day pretending this life feels normal. The screen kept flickering. Then I caught my own reflection inside the static. Tired eyes. Dark circles. A man halfway gone already. And under my breath, without even realizing it, I whispered the words along with him. I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. But Randy never lied to me. He talked to me.